Oh, you didn't know? Your ass better call somebody!
When drunkenness meets intellectualness meets bro science, you get bro soup time. This is Dean and the Boys.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another Dean and the Boys brought to you by Bro Soup Time. I am your host, Dean Mercer. I look around the room, I see some beautiful people. We have Mr. Ryan Manheath. Here he goes.
Let's go.
Let's fucking go. We have Black Bronson.
Holla, holla.
We have Mr. Slut.
What's up?
Jason Babb. And I'm sure you guys have been hearing a little giggle.
It's me.
There it is.
No, it's me.
That's potentially our new producer. She's just straight up joining the show today.
Hell yeah.
Welcome,
Yo.
Lauren.
Up in the pretty factor.
Golf clap in honor of the Masters. So what's going on, guys?
Not a whole lot, man.
I feel like we've had a fucking weekend.
It's been a long week.
I'm hurting. Like this beer is gonna probably take the entire hour to go down on this show.
I'm just going to borrow that real quick.
Yep, go
I'm
ahead.
feeling good. I feel really good.
Yeah. How many vodka waters did you have?
Did you really?
3.
Right on. Yeah, we had a pretty fucking wild weekend. I hadn't gone out in like a month almost. Well, no, I went out for St. Patty's.
Yeah.
So that was the last time you went out with St. Patty's?
St.
That was
Patty's.
like a month ago.
Yeah, she's right.
Yeah, okay.
Fact checker
words.
right
She's
now.
Fact checker. Already on point.
Already doing it.
See, I went out then, and then, went out Friday. That was just random. Got real fucked up.
Yeah.
I knew it.
Pretty much ruined the day, ruined the whole Saturday. Ryan and I had big plans as far as getting shit done. Did not happen.
Go to Home Depot, maybe Bed Bath & Beyond.
Yeah, I don't know if there's enough time. There wasn't,
There
actually.
definitely was not time.
Not when you stay
And then one of our good friends had his 30th birthday.
Shout out to him.
Shout out to Taylor. And yeah, we did it again last night. Tied one on.
Yeah. Made that specific bar a lot of money this weekend.
Yeah, didn't have to pay for the table. We spent so much money, didn't have to pay for the table.
That's when you know you're doing it right.
Is that what they said?
Yeah.
Is that what happened?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, that was amazing. Kind of upset that we've never gotten that deal.
Yeah, I feel like we spent a lot of money there.
I spent a ton of money there.
A lot of money.
Colby didn't
my
get that
brother.
deal the week before.
He'd be like,
Yeah.
what are you doing?
God.
So, should we just roll right into it? Roll into some news?
Get in.
Dude.
Roll out.
All right. And Lauren, pay attention. This will be your job.
Oh, okay. Oh, I have to pay attention
Is
now.
this like an on-the-spot interview?
Kind of, I guess.
Like
I need
interviewing?
Yeah, don't fuck this
Interviewing
up.
and doing
Oh,
it at the
do
same
not
This
time.
is a
Make
fucking
cricket.
stress test interview.
This could be your
A
last
stress
time.
test already
This
failed.
is-
We're bar rescuing you right now. We're stress
Panicking.
testing you.
Did you put your parachute on?
All right.
Powers.
Power suit.
All right, this is our very first article. We have a Romanian man named Constantine Rilou.
First of all, strong name.
Yeah.
Constantine.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's hard.
Strong name.
Yeah. He's a 63-year-old man. Okay. He returned to Romania after 20 years as a cook in Turkey to find out that his wife had registered him as dead. So he shows up, registered him as dead. Yeah, I don't understand totally how you just like, hey, this guy's dead. So you guys want to...
Well, like,
Insurance money.
It was his wife. Like, were they still together? And she was just like, fuck it, I'm
How
over
long
it.
was he gone?
20 years.
20 years.
He had like...
Sounds weird registering someone dead, though. Like I'm going to just sign up for death.
Like, where do you go to do that? You just go to the police station?
Courthouse.
Like, my husband's dead.
The morgue.
Where's
I don't
the
know.
body?
I know.
And they render a final decision without a body. I feel like you got to have a corpse for that one.
Yeah.
Something.
So,
We should try that.
Well, not necessarily.
Or maybe it's just
What
because he
about-
was gone for so long.
Yeah, I mean, like, not
Yeah,
necessarily don't need a body. Look at Castaway. Tom Hanks. Great movie.
yeah.
I'm,
Shout out.
I'm just
Or
confused. Like,
Kong Skull Island. Have you seen that?
No, sir.
The pilot in there, he's on Skull Island for like fucking 30 years or some shit. And everyone just thinks he's dead.
That's what's up.
I'm just confused. Like, why you left your wife for 20 years to go be a cook?
Hey,
Yeah.
living the dream, man.
Yeah, I don't know.
That's the dream.
Apparently for Constantine it was.
So he shows up to the airport. They take his passport. They run him through some tests, like questioning him about his hometown,
Prove
like
that he's alive.
measure his eyes compared to the picture on his passport, and they're like, "Yeah, it's really you. We believe this is really you." So then he goes to the court. The courts refused to overturn his death certificate because it was filed too late. like his request to be like not dead was
What?
filed too late. I
Hold
didn't
on.
know there was a right.
Timeline.
I feel like you should have as much time
You
as you
can
need on that
undie
one.
now.
You got 30 days
Sorry,
after
if
you
you would have
die.
been here yesterday, you
Got a
could be allowed
receipt
to.
to return.
So his wife now lives in Italy, and no one can get a hold of her, including the people for this article. He's never talked to her. He doesn't.
She's dead.
He doesn't know if she's remarried, but he's also banned from Turkey now. He can't work because he's a dead
You
guy,
can get banned from a country?
and he has diabetes. So this guy's had a fucking rough year.
Goals in
Well,
life.
why was he going
Goals.
to Romania back? Just to
Especially if it's
retire or
Turkey.
some shit? Like,
Probably,
You
I
think
mean,
he had a job lined up to
Why would you wanna
cook
get
or
banned from
something?
So,
I can tell you one thing.
He's
wasn't
like,
going to see
fuck,
his
I'm going
wife.
back to Turkey.
He wasn't going to see his wife. That's for damn sure.
I mean, if I was going to get banned, I think I'd want to be banned from Turkey because I'd have no reason to want to go back.
I don't know. You spent a lot of time there as a cook. Made some
years.
deep
some
connections.
But I mean,
Yeah.
the dream's over at that point, and he already lived it for 20 years.
He cooked everything.
Then he comes back and doesn't have a
He
wife
cooked
anymore.
all
You
the
kind of
turkey.
think
And then
it's a
why,
good thing.
why did Turkey ban him for? Like, what did he do?
Because you can't have dead guys cooking. It's just unsanitary.
Yes.
Health code violation, big time. Big health code violation.
Poor guy.
All right. Our next article is the YouTube shooter. Nassim Agdam?
Yeah, you definitely fucked that up somehow.
Nassim
Could you found some
Agdam.
normal names
Why
to talk
didn't you
about
like
today?
put it in Google for like the pronunciation thing?
That's not how we roll. That's your
That's
job.
way too much
Yeah,
work. Yeah, you're the
translate.
producer.
Oh, not translate.
Strike one.
Well,
I
she's
know
already
there's a
bringing
button.
already bringing solid ideas. I didn't even know that was
Well,
a
I mean,
thing.
that's like the.
She's like, yeah,
I
let's
was gonna say
research.
smart thing, and then I was like, well, that sounds insulting.
Well, I
So
actually
you can say that.
so I actually watched the video. Nice.
You kick that every week.
Right now, we got to start over.
Good reason to move closer to Eric.
So I actually watched a video. On this, and that's how they said the name.
you watch
Nassim Agdam.
Did you watch it on YouTube?
Nassim
Yep.
Agdam.
It's kind of ironic.
So anyway, she was mad because she claims that YouTube was restricting her videos. Have you guys even looked at any of her videos?
No.
Don't. It's a fucking waste of time.
I think
She-
did you watch a couple of
I
them?
guess
Lauren?
she got a strong
Well, like on the
following.
news, yeah, the weird dancing ones, they were really creepy.
Like
Like
she,
if you were like doing drugs, they'd probably be entertaining, but
I don't have a lot going on next week. Maybe.
but
We'll be in Mexico.
if you watch her videos, like she is dead behind the eyes. Like there's this one where I saw that where she's working out and she just has this cold, dead stare, and you're just like, there's nothing going on back
Lights are
there.
on, nobody's home. Though.
Yeah, it's absurd. Anyway, so like 3 hours before the shooting, she went to the gun range to practice,
Yeah.
like a responsible gun owner, and then she went the other way and went and shot 3 people,
Well, she
including herself. She's
she
dead.
was parked out in front of the YouTube headquarters the night before, like 12 hours before it actually happened. She was just parked there.
Well, her parents turned her in and said, "Hey, she's going to do something. You might want to watch, detain her or something. Just do something. She's going to do something
They
bad."
reported her missing.
Yeah. Well, then they found her, and they're like, "There's nothing wrong with this gal. She's sleeping in her car. Give her a fucking break." And then this happened. So who's the asshole?
I feel like sleeping in your car kind of
Fucking
is a question.
psychopath.
I've
Last
slept
time
in
Oh, and she was bawling.
It was in college. We went to Texas for a K-State Texas football game, and so I was in a fraternity, and we went to the fraternity house down there to stay, or they let us stay there. And after the game was over, K-State beat Texas, and we weren't really allowed back into the house, or felt welcomed, I guess I should say, back into that house. So we had some friends that were staying over at the hotel, and our plan was to get hammered and just pass out in their room. About halfway through getting hammered, they realized what we were doing. They're like, "Yeah, you guys you can't stay here. You got to go." So we just slept in the car in the hotel parking lot. We're broke college students.
What?
Didn't
They
want to pay.
kicked you out the room?
Yeah, fucking asshole.
What?
And if you're listening, I remember specifically who you are and where you live.
Yikes!
Shout out.
But I woke up at 6:30 in the morning in the minivan that we took down there because we had the windows down, obviously, because we don't want to die.
Yeah.
And I woke up at 6:30 with a sprinkler hitting me in the face. Like, it was something straight out of a movie. It was
That
ridiculous.
sounds like a good.
Solid story.
Yeah, so went off on that little tangent there.
Hey,
I'm gonna try to do that in Mexico. Wake up to a
YouTube
sprinkler.
shooter,
You're
you
gonna
know,
wake up like under
I'm-
a bush or something.
Oh, which
So
night?
many bushes.
Which night?
I remember.
Each night.
Yeah.
Since 2014, only 6 out of 120 shooters have been females.
damn.
Why do you know that?
I was going to say, how the hell did
I'm
you
sorry, I researched.
Nice.
while he was drinking this many vodka waters?
And by the way, this Nassim Agdam, she was also a vegan. Like she had a lot of like
That's probably why
vegan.
she was so angry.
Yeah, no lack of
Very
meat.
true.
But like some of her videos, like she has one like a channel dedicated to hand art. I don't know what that is.
Well,
art.
Anybody else
I don't
like
know.
find it weird though? Like,
Yes.
you haven't heard a whole lot about it, like in the mainstream media.
Yeah, like it. Well, because it doesn't fit, and I'm gonna sound like a crazy conservative person
Doesn't
here, but it
fit
doesn't
gun
fit the
control.
narrative. It doesn't fit the
gun
narrative.
control thing.
So they're
'cause
trying-
It's a 9mm handgun.
Right. So they're just gonna, and she was a woman, obviously, a vegan, an animal rights activist. She's like everything that the media didn't want to have go crazy and shoot. Well, obviously you don't ever.
Vegan so negative.
Well, I
They
mean,
struggle anyway.
yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, so I'm going to stop talking then because I don't want to alienate any vegans out there.
So
I got a lot of vegan friends, guys.
They're gonna come after.
do you really?
What?
No.
You should lose those.
I do have
Look at me. Does it look like I know any vegans?
The first girl I
on
ever
that one.
dated was vegan.
Are you stereotyping?
I don't know how that
No.
works.
It
Yes,
was
I am
so
definitely
weird.
not a vegan guy.
But I will tell you, it does like open up your world to like a whole lot of other options other than like just meat. Like,
I
it's
don't
kinda
Yeah.
weird.
Oh, like you can go out in your yard and pick your dinner by just
Literally.
grabbing a handful of grass.
You ever
they
seen
get-
drunk people get or drunk vegans ever eat
No.
food?
Yeah, I think
Yeah,
they're
they
all
eat the
drunk, aren't
grass.
Do they really? Like, you
No, probably not.
I was like, did you see this personally? No, probably not.
So
I mean, I went vegetarian for a month.
Yeah, you get
It's not a
creative.
bad fucking thing.
Worst
It's
month of
just
my
hard when you go out
I'd
to eat
cut-
because the
cut meat out of my diet.
vegetarian options aren't there in most restaurants. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like I remember my girlfriend, she wanted to go get a steak while I was doing it, and I was like, all right. I mean, I'll find something on the menu.
Bloomin' onion.
There was nothing. I was looking at it. I was like, there's literally nothing, maybe besides like the mashed potatoes for me to eat. And so we left, and
Giant plate of mashed potatoes.
That doesn't
told-
sound bad.
she told the hostess, "Oh, we're leaving because he doesn't eat meat." And like, she looked at fucking Aaron like she was a psychopath. Like, why did you come here?
Why'd you
then?"
go to a
Like,
why'd you go to a
went the
steakhouse?
you came
with
to
your
goddamn
vegetarian
Outback
boyfriend.
Steakhouse and you want a fucking veggie burger? Get out of here.
That shit was fun.
But having said that, I've been to, I forgot what steakhouse it is. It's a normal chain. But when I went vegetarian for a cup of coffee, it was fucking, they had a badass burger. Like you couldn't tell if it was meat or not. It was delicious. It was a barbecue vegetarian veggie burger.
I do work with a couple people that are vegan, and they've let me try some of their their veggie burgers, and it is good. Some of the stuff is pretty good.
It's just black beans, a lot of
Soy.
soy products.
They had this fake. They had
Yeah, they
this.
can't eat like anything.
Soy.
It's just hard, man. I
You
don't.
Asian?
Even trying to like meal prep and shit's just hard, and then figuring out how to cook everything too. 'Cause I'm just used to cooking meat like steak and chicken, and then trying to switch from that to like cooking squash and fucking
Well, yeah, and there's
asparagus
also,
and shit,
like-
trying to make it taste good.
I always thought it was weird. First of all, like not every vegan, but a lot of vegans or even vegetarians, they have pets like everybody else. What do you think's in that fucking dog food or cat food?
Do they make their animals go vegan with them?
I know
There have been
they'd,
some people.
they'd be
I've
terrible
seen
people if they
Yeah,
did.
those are
But also
crazy.
another funny thing is when you're shopping for veggie or vegan food, they'll have like, oh, this is vegetarian chicken. It's just fake chicken, but
Imitation.
why do you need chicken? Like you're against chickens. You're against eating chicken, so why do you want to eat a fake chicken?
Imitation.
Fake chicken have feelings too. All right.
Yeah, all chickens matter.
All chicken lives
Just like how
matter.
excited you got when you said that.
Animal lives matter.
All right, let's move.
I
Oh,
love how we get on a tangent of talking about a shooting at YouTube to chicken lives matter. That's the kind of tangent
new
that we just went on.
hashtag.
Yeah. Hashtag all chicken lives matter.
Oh, I do have a question though. Like it said, like 3 people got like injured. One was critical. Did anybody?
The only
die?
person that died was
her. She killed
shot-
herself.
She shot herself.
in the chest.
Ooh, that's a
Right
bad
in the
place
heart.
to do that.
Yeah,
Shot herself right in the heart.
That's a bad place to do that.
Damn.
it's
Why
super.
wouldn't you? Never mind.
go
That
for
sounds.
the head.
This is morbid. I'm gonna stop there.
Well, I have heard that this is
stop.
this is gonna sound morbid, but I've heard that it's if you are gonna do it, like people don't do it to the head a lot because they get nervous and flinch and then like
They miss and then they just have a wound.
Because you can.
And then they
damage
just
your
go
frontal-
retard?
It's just a flesh wound.
You can damage your
never go
frontal
below
lobe
retard.
and still survive, and like the only thing that'll happen is maybe like your personality
Sanchez?
change,
That's
or
what-
you'll be a vegetable. I mean, it just depends. But like in my anatomy class, we were talking about how this dude a long time ago, like when they were building the railroad and had to go through mountains and shit, the way they used to pack the dynamite into the ground was to like hammer it in with like a sledgehammer. And or like
Hammer the
tamper,
dynamite.
like
That sounds like
you know
a
what
great idea.
Yeah, right.
I don't see how that
But
could
this
go
is
poorly.
like back in early 1900s when they're first building the rail.
They didn't know what dynamite actually did.
Well, they did, but they just didn't have a better way to pack it. You know what I mean? And that was this dude's job. He
Beat
had
it
like
with
a
a hammer.
tamper. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
The flat bottom. And he
He was
hit it,
obviously the
and it
special
fucking
person on the crew.
the dynamite exploded, right? And
Yeah.
the tamper went straight through his chin, through his frontal lobe,
Oh wait, I know who you're talking
and
about.
he survived. The only thing that happened was his personality changed. He became like more
He got
aggressive and
mean.
fucking really mean. Which
'Cause
is like you think he would have died. Fucking shit went through his
Yes,
head.
it went. Okay, so it shot up under like his cheekbone and like behind his eye. Like it missed all the important stuff, but it took out a chunk of his brain.
Yeah.
I mean, if you had a chunk of your brain missing, you'd
I
be a
love-
little
I
fucked
love how
up.
you're
The way you said it, I was like, wait, do you know him? Like,
He's my friend.
Did you guys hung out?
Well, and then she's
you
like,
serious?
oh, it missed all the important stuff. It just took a chunk out of his brain. Like the chunk of the brain was not the important stuff.
Well, he was still living, so I don't know how
that's
important
true.
it
Oh,
is.
do you really know him?
Yes. I forgot his name. It's something weird.
I thought she
Some
was joking.
Constantine?
I'm trying to think. Yeah, I can't remember. We literally
thought
just
there was
talked
a P
about it.
in
I
there. I
can't
don't know.
remember. what his
Constantine
name
would
was.
never do that.
But that's
We could
wild,
probably
isn't it?
Google it.
that's crazy how you how that happens. They say who's the comedian that yelled like that? Ow, ow! Do you know what comedian I'm talking about? I want to
You
say
make that
me-
sound again, though?
Producer,
Ow,
look that up.
Sam
Sam-
Oh, Sam.
yeah, Sam Kinison.
Well, see, it helps.
So they say he became like that character
That was a
after
horrible Sam Kinison
after
imitation, by the way.
after a car wreck. Like he was like a normal dude, and then he was involved in this car wreck. It sustained some head injuries, and then became that person, that Sam
Is that what
Kinison.
happened to Bobcat Goldthwait, whatever his name is? You know?
Goldthwait.
Did that happen
He's
to him too?
I don't know. He's the fucking shit. I love his voice. That fucking
I don't know what you're
stammer.
talking about.
He's funny.
Bobcat Goldthwait. How dare you?
What?
He was Alf, right?
Alf?
He wasn't Alf.
He wasn't Alf. Well, then fuck me. Who's he then?
I saw this interview with him, and he was talking about in the movie Blow when he was between Johnny Depp and what's Pee Wee Herman's name? I forget his name, but he played like
I'm
the
about to
weed
look up.
dealer or whatever, distributor.
Nope, it wouldn't wait.
And he was like, "Is it weird?" He's standing right before they're about to shoot the scene, and he's like, "Is it weird that I'm the only one that's not on trial for like a federal crime right now and shit?" And Johnny Depp and Pee Wee Herman didn't find that very funny.
Johnny Depp got in trouble?
Like I think at that time he was facing trouble, or he was like, I don't know, felon or some shit. I can't remember
No
exactly what it was.
shit.
But he's like, I'm the only one that's not a felon right here. And
Let's go.
Very funny. But anyway,
All right. Bab brought this article up, did a little research.
dude, asshole of the week.
Asshole of the week. I mean, I don't know if it's, well, the YouTube shooter, she just shot some people, but she killed herself. Fuck
Yeah.
her. So this is,
Did she actually
yeah,
kill
maybe.
anybody?
No,
she just
no.
hurt him.
So she did a bad job of trying to kill people.
yeah.
So yeah,
That's
failed.
she didn't
Why would you even
That's
practice very well.
That's
Why would
idiot
you-
of the week.
Why would you
Dude.
try to kill people if your goal is to kill people? Like, don't try. Like, you sucked. You sucked at what you wanted to do.
You're encouraging shooters, right?
Yeah. What?
I'm not encouraging.
You're like, hey, shooters, do better.
If you're gonna set a goal, you go out there and you fucking kill people. All right.
You just
Go
made
for the
that
gold.
person stay in the hospital for like a week because of a gun wound. Like, what the hell? Like,
You think they'd rather be
Those-
dead instead of staying in the
no,
hospital
no,
for the
I'm
week?
just saying,
I'm really
just saying.
confused
I
by
don't
your
know
angle
what
on
you're
this.
trying to say right now.
Yeah, I'm
man.
so
He's,
confused
hey,
right now.
hey, in his defense, he's like 5 vodka waters deep
Yep.
and still going.
I'm not encouraging it by any means.
And he
I'm
got there
literally
way
just saying,
after I did.
Fuck her. She sucked. She
There you
sucked at
go.
what she
There you go.
did.
He's back.
Where were you guys before?
No,
We can't
no
talk about it.
names,
It was a
no.
bar.
No free advertising.
It was right down the street at Metcalf and 79th.
Rhymes with baloney.
Oh,
Oh.
I know what you're talking about.
But this is,
It
Baloney.
rhymes with bronies.
so I think this is a good, what the fuck? This is our asshole of the week, I believe. 40-year-old Sharon Dobbins tased her 17-year-old son to wake him up for church on Easter Sunday.
I don't see how she's an asshole.
Now,
I think that's hilarious.
now she claims that she only sparked the taser and didn't actually use it, but there's a adult there, or an 18-year-old, that said, yeah, you fucking used it on him. But he won't testify against her. Her son won't testify
Yeah,
against her.
because he's gonna get tased again.
So
Yeah.
who's the asshole? Is it the mom or the
mom.
son for not getting up?
Or the snitch.
Alcohol
Right?
involved.
The snitch is probably the biggest
I'm
asshole.
nominating the mom.
Yeah, I'm going the mom. You don't wake up your
There's
son.
other
to-
ways to wake up your kid.
Maybe her son's an
besides
asshole.
Tasing.
Yeah,
him.
you don't know that. You don't know the son.
Throw some
Son-
water on him or something.
If you thought it would be funny, I would
How
do it
old
for
was the
fun.
son? I should say, how old was the son?
17.
Yeah, he could get. Yeah, he could be. An
I
asshole.
could totally see.
If he
us,
was
like,
a
shocking
5-year-old,
someone.
yes, huge asshole.
Didn't you guys
Like
like
those
with
pits.
Colby when
Yeah.
Chiefs game
Oh, yeah.
like
I hate
tase
those
everybody?
things.
No, Lauren Goebel. Well, Yeah, Lauren Goebel tased us.
Yeah, so you guys were getting you guys have experience.
Colby
with
did it
tasers.
on purpose. He asked for it. Literally stood there and let her do it. I was tased in the ass and was not expecting it.
But he
It wasn't
liked
so
it.
great. Wasn't so great. I mean, I have a fetish now, but other than that,
I think, Ryan, you had a nominee for Asshole of the Week,
I
right?
did. So Masters weekend. They, obviously big deal. They've got a lot of people coming in and out of there, bus tours and whatnot. One of the bus drivers was under the influence, taking about 20 people to the
hell yeah.
taking people to the actual tournament. It was a par 3 tournament, so it wasn't the Masters yet. It was the par 3 the day before. But was under the influence and flipped the bus on the highway 10 miles away from the actual course, Augusta course.
God damn.
So 20 people didn't get to go. Like, nobody died. There was broken bones. But, I mean, if you're driving a bus full of people, you probably shouldn't be under the influence, I would say. So that's my nomination for Asshole of the Week.
Yeah, there's a couple nominees you guys can pick amongst yourselves. But hey, what about you guys ever watch Live PD?
Love
Yes.
I tried.
Dude, that is so much better than Cops. We can just watch that for hours.
There was one weekend, like a Saturday or a Sunday, we started watching it at 10 a.m. and did not finish watching it until like 10 p.m. when we went to bed.
It was
We literally sat around and
Wow,
just watched
that's a
Live
lot of
PD all
cops.
day.
The only thing they're missing is like a sweet song.
like a catchy jingle.
Bad
Like a
boys.
cup.
Boys, what you wanna do?
Nice. But what brought that up for me, we were watching one last night before we went out,
Right.
and homeboy stole a bus.
Oh yeah,
And it was a child.
it was like a teenager, like a
The
very
child
young
stole the
teenager.
bus.
Do we know the kid's name and can we hang out with him?
They blurred him out, so I
Can
think
we
it was
get him on here?
Yes.
that would,
The
What is he
bicycle
doing?
bandit.
I have a bus. We have a bus. We can reenact.
but they say wasn't he just trying to flip it? Like you could tell by the way he was driving, like he would like just erratic turns, like immediate sharp turns down the highway. Like he was trying to roll the bus, and it just never happened. But by the end of it, there was no hood. It was just an engine and a radiator, and then they sick the dog on him,
That sounds like our trip to the Chiefs games every weekend.
just trying to roll the bus.
That's how you guys drive? I'm out.
That's how we mix our drinks.
That's how we mix
Is it
the jungle
effective?
juice.
Yeah. You got to mix the whiskey.
Well, I had 3 vodka waters. What do you expect?
This many.
All
I
right,
was at this many at that point.
old Bab, he's got a good story for us.
So I was going down the YouTube rabbit hole today.
Love the YouTube rabbit
Came
hole.
across top 10 most racist moments in Disney movies.
Whoa.
And
Coming in
I
hot.
just did not realize how fucking racist Disney is. Like,
Well-
especially back in the day when
Yeah.
it wasn't
All
you
the
know,
older movies.
Yeah, especially the older movies where like being racist wasn't frowned upon really.
Are they mean to midgets?
Huh?
Are they mean to midgets? Is that part of it too?
Yeah.
The 7 dwarfs? I mean, that's kind of fucked up.
So like,
That's my fantasy, though. Snow White fantasies.
Whoa. Can we pause on your story?
Go on.
Say more things
No,
like that.
but it was like so. I don't want to steal his thunder, but there was one thing I was watching kind of some of the videos to try to catch up on it too. And the Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs one, like somebody tried to say it was offensive because Prince Charming, when he kissed Snow White, didn't get consent, so that's why it's like shady.
So he's
and it's a
rapist?
woman that's cleaning up for 7 dudes and shit
Yeah.
like that.
7
like,
midgets.
Yeah.
But she was clearly happy about it. I mean,
Whatever.
But
Little people. Right?
so the worst one or the worst 2 I thought were fucking Dumbo. And I always knew this one was racist as hell, but I never really listened to it and like realized. But there's a part when there's the crows, and they're all dressed and like talking like jive and shit like that, and they're all
Yeah,
dressed in
that's
shitty tattered clothes,
Yeah.
smoking like cigars and shit. And then the head crow, his first name is Jim. And
So his
that's
name is
back
Jim
when-
Crow.
during like the Jim Crow laws when like
Okay.
Oh my
segregation, you know what I mean?
Wow.
They
Yeah.
named the first. They didn't even try to fucking hide it. The fact that they were being
That's
racist.
just-
dude.
They just went for it.
Well, actually, they did a good job hiding
They
because I never
fucking named
knew
his
until now.
fucking ass Jim. I couldn't believe.
I bet nobody even paid attention.
And then in Peter Pan, the scene when they're speaking with the Native Americans. Well, first of all, they call them Indians. They don't say Indians. they call them
Injuns.
Indians. And then the theme song that all the Indians are singing is called "What Makes the Red Man Red." And that's what
Yikes.
they're fucking singing about.
Wow.
And it's like all of their features are all,
never watched those
exaggerated.
movies the
Like
same.
their noses are super square, super pronounced chin, like rectangle. You know what I mean? Like
Wasn't their faces like all red too? Like,
Yeah.
it wasn't even like a shade. It was just
all of
straight
them were
red.
just red.
Like the color of your
like,
shirt?
straight up like the old
Yes.
Cleveland Indians
Yeah.
logo.
Or
Just straight
Chief
up
Wahoo.
like that. Yeah, Chief Wahoo. I just couldn't believe it, dude. I'm watching this shit. And then the other one was the Siamese cat in Aristocats. He's fucking he's playing the piano. First of all, he's like got slanted eyes, and his fucking his accent, like his R's sound like L's and his L's sound like R's. And then he's playing the piano with fucking chopsticks, dude. Like,
But that's okay.
You went really.
As far as the Chinese people
So
thing, I mean, some
funny.
of that is that's really how they talk sometimes.
well, yeah, I mean, there's
Like,
truth to it.
okay, so there's 2 Japanese people won the Royal Rumble, and you got to pick who you wanted to face. And
Yeah.
Asuka, the female, won the female Royal Rumble, and she got to pick. She got to pick who she wanted to wrestle, and I was just praying to God that she wanted to pick Charlotte Flair at WrestleMania. Because I think that would be. I just wanted her to hear it, but she can actually.
They won't let her say your name.
Yeah, and the few times she has said it, like you can tell, like she's super concentrated, and
Yeah.
she says it all right. But it's so funny, and sometimes when she yells, like she might be playing it up. Because in wrestling,
me
you
too.
take your character, turn it up to 10, and that's what works. And she really connects with the crowd. But sometimes when she yells, it is super Asian. Like I'm talking like, "Rah!" like when she's yelling. I don't even know that's Asian. My voice is just fucked.
What was that?
Your
couple-
impressions
Yeah,
are
I don't know if that was
very interesting.
They're not.
accurate.
I smoked a lot of cigarettes last night. My throat is fucked.
What was that? Like a couple weeks ago when Bliss called her out or whatever, and
Alexa
she was like,
Bliss.
Yeah, she was like, yeah, we know she's not very good at talking, so I'll say everything for her.
Yeah, that's hilarious.
But going off of like the whole Disney racist thing, one thing that you and I had talked about right before this was actually in the Mighty Ducks.
Oh,
There's like
my
a really
God.
really racist part in that one that
even know, dude.
I didn't notice it until like I rewatched the movie about like a year or so ago.
Yeah.
But so there's 3 kids that come up to face off, black kid, white kid, black kid in that order.
Yeah.
And the opponent looks at him and goes, "Oh, what is this? The Oreo line?"
Yeah, and then one of the black players, he gets angry and like the refs restrain him. I mean, I was a little kid, you don't pick
realize
up on
it.
that shit. And then I watched it, I was like, "Are you fucking
Well,
kidding me?"
and then Coach Bombay, that's what he calls that line from
Yeah.
then on. He's like, "Oh, you guys are now the Oreo line." He's like,
Yeah.
"Oreo line, get in there."
Oh
Yeah.
wow!
Even Coach Bombay.
So when you guys brought this up, that's immediately what I thought. Like they used to be a lot
want
more
Oreos
risque. And what I immediately thought of was in 1992 when Mighty Ducks came out. Gordon Bombay, how's that movie start? Do you remember? Gordon Bombay gets a fucking DUI.
Right.
Oh,
They would never have that in a fucking Disney movie now.
no, that would
Yeah, and not
never
only he gets a
work.
DUI, and they're like, "Oh, go hang out with kids."
Yeah.
You got DUI,
Brilliant.
and now you got to coach kids.
People are too sensitive
right.
now. We weren't sensitive back then.
Dude.
That's yeah.
We're like, that's life. That's
Yeah,
what we
Disney
do.
used to be fucking scandal. Well, don't they
Oreo
say?
line.
Don't
Oh my god.
we need to make a? Do we make a T-shirt that says the Oreo line?
Oh,
I mean,
Hey, look
or
at
you
this
just
side of the table. Look at this side of the table. Boom. Jason.
You guys
That's-
know the Oreo line.
That's the shirt.
that is the shirt.
It's you guys. and it says the Oreo line.
I'm bringing Oreos next time.
It's like that
crazy.
from the T-shirt that they made from the Sandlot of Babe like pointing out to the outfield. It'd be like kind of that style of T-shirt, just you 3 sitting right here, and then hashtag Oreo line underneath.
Oreo line.
Oh, I'm into
We can
that.
double stuff this over here.
Oh my lord.
Whoa! Are we still talking about Oreos?
Yeah.
I am
just throw the
officially
white
out.
person over here.
'Cause you're stuck in the middle.
I am out. Hard pass.
Eric
know-
may or may not be back next week, ladies and gentlemen.
So
And then
When he
the
said
one-
double stuff, he just meant double stuff you.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm worried about.
Then the one I thought was strange was like Wreck-It Ralph. This isn't really a racist thing. I guess it's a sexist, not even a sexist thing.
like
It's
that
just
movie.
like.
It's a good
But
movie.
anyway, I guess the main antagonist, right? That's the bad person's the antagonist, right?
Correct.
Apparently he has gay features and stuff like that. Like I guess that's the
He
underlying.
walks light on his feet, and he's like
Yeah.
very animated with his hands.
Yeah.
Is what they said.
And I guess there's a part when Ralph gets mad at him and calls him a Nelly wafer. And I guess that was offensive to homosexuals
To wafers?
because
I was about to say,
I've never heard of this term, but I guess that's a derogatory term for gay people is Nelly and wafer.
That's what it said. I've never heard of that.
I never heard of
But-
it either.
I think people are just making
big
stuff up at this point.
controversy. Yeah.
We find that offensive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What'd you think, Lauren? What'd you think about the Snow White thing, the no consent?
Okay, I'm sorry.
She's like, it
But
was
she was
hot.
dead.
if
though.
I'm like dead asleep and like someone has to kiss me to wake up, which sounds odd, but I mean, I give them consent. I think it's like
Yeah,
there.
yeah.
Do it.
That was a
Yeah.
50
Just
Shades of
do
Grey
it.
for
I'm unconscious. Fuck
younger
it.
kids.
She should have been there in the woods by herself. No, that's
So we had a.
Living with 7 little men.
So speaking, so I'm gonna bring this
Is there
up.
consent for that too?
I'm gonna bring this up. Speaking of little,
Oh my God.
Uh-oh.
you brought this up right before we
yes,
started rolling
yes.
of what you and some of your girlfriends were talking about.
No, it was
micro
just me.
penises.
It's just me.
Question.
I don't know how I got on this article. I was just
Whoa.
by myself.
Oh,
looking at my
I thought
phone.
you were
Were
talking
also
to people.
YouTubing things?
No, I don't want to see it.
Just
So
scroll,
that's-
I
just
don't think I
scroll
could
through-
see it. It'd be like digging for it.
My question is with that is just like, so you're
Let's
about
go.
to get it in with a dude for the first time and you've never seen his penis. Like, is there like anxiety or like anticipation? Like, I can't wait.
You get
And then, like,
excited. You're like,
when they-
yes, this is gonna be awesome. And then it's like
They pull pants down. It's just
2
like.
inches.
Oh, it's amazing.
So what do you so what do you do then? Is that when you just like you keep going, or you're just like,
like,
I'm
"Oh,
not
the
feeling it anymore?
The street lights are on. I gotta go
I
home.
mean, you could do anything. You could pretend to puke. Or, I mean, you could try to go for it and
She's
just
done.
see
It
what
sounds like she's done this
happens.
before.
Have you done that?
I don't feel good.
Wait.
I can actually make myself puke on command, so I probably would do that.
That's what's up. That's some
Holy
fetish
shit.
shit again, but let's not get into that.
Is it hot in?
So we,
Is that heater back on?
so do you just say that happens to you, and you're like, oh, are you just like, what's that do for you? Like, you're turned on, you're fucking ready to go. Do you just sacrifice and jump on the dick, or you're like, nah, I'm gonna make myself puke
I feel
over here?
like it would just be
Sleepy.
No,
First of all, yeah,
Lauren,
you-
I think she would start laughing hysterically.
probably that's horrible. I would feel terrible.
Like, oh, it's adorable. And
Where
you just
is
start
it? Oh, it's adorable. You don't call
God.
penises adorable.
laughing. No, you would if it's a micro penis.
Aw, we can use the condom twice, tie it off, and use it
But
again.
like these women were talking about how like they tried anyway and they like couldn't feel anything, and he's like, "Was it good?" Can you even count that as a number at that point? Like nothing
you-
went in.
No, that doesn't count.
Like,
It
you
just
just-
like pokes the outside.
What do you do? Just pat him on the shoulder and be like, good try, dude.
Good game.
Yeah.
Patting me. Mine's more of an innie, anyways. Everybody
Oh,
knows
like,
this.
you're just sitting next to
Yikes.
Sorry.
That's just gotta be
And
such a
soul
compliment.
crushed right now.
Wait, you don't have one, Ginger, remember?
Yeah, that's a good point.
Oh.
She's redhead too. She can say it.
Hard R's
You're not a
over here.
redhead.
It's like kind of
In
dark.
the
red.
right lighting, it's
Yeah,
pretty
it's a
fiery
little
red.
bit of red in there.
I see a little bit.
She's one of us.
Did you say in the right light?
One of us.
One
Oh, that
of
makes me
us.
think of Toy Story. The little one of us. One of us.
Exactly. That's exactly what I was going with. It.
Well,
Guys,
and
what
don't know how to
what
mo-
about like Mexico?
that's what I was just gonna bring up.
About to
Fucking
be
like
there.
3 days, 4 days, 3 days,
it's
4 days.
Yeah.
3.5 days.
Dibs on not sitting
4
next to
days.
Mercer.
Well, why?
Mercer
Why?
is
don't like-
not great to fly with. I've been on a fly with Mercer. Well,
What
it is.
do you
It's
do?
really fun at the beginning. He's pretty good at the outset. You remember what you did on the first part of the flight? You wanna
Oh,
tell that
the
part.
okay. So this is when we're leaving, right?
Yeah. So I'll set the stage for you. So Mercer is going to Vegas with a bunch of me and my other friends that he had never really met
Bunch of
before.
me and my friends.
My other friends that Mercer doesn't know.
He
His
doesn't
Vegas
have
friends.
other friends.
My
He's
Vegas
got
friends.
he's
Not-
got he's got lake friends and he's got Vegas,
Vegas
friends.
friends,
They are
yep.
two different groups of
Yep.
people.
Okay, so my Vegas friends. So Mercer hasn't met them. So literally, the first time he basically talks to one of my friends, he decides to look over the front of the chairs, and if you want to go from there.
Okay, so in line, we saw this hot older
Take it from
woman. I saw this hot older woman. So I end up sitting in the middle seat between the two Erics, right? Between this Eric and his buddy Eric. I'm sitting right in the middle, and to my left is the other Eric, and Hot MILF is sitting in front of her. Then I can see through the chairs in front of me to her. And I just look over at other Eric, and I go, hey, man, I got the best seat in the house. And he's like, why? Because you're in between two of us? And I go, no. That woman's sitting right there in front of you. If she tries to feed that baby.
Oh my!
Those were my very first words to this man.
First to this guy. So that started out a very good trip.
Well, you had a few performance enhancing drugs before that, right? And by that I mean just beer, probably not
No.
actual drugs.
It was
You weren't
pretty early.
drinking
I think
before.
I think we had a couple drinks when we were in the terminal when we were getting ready to leave.
No, that's possible. Yeah, I get pretty loose.
Yeah, the drink card hadn't been gone by or anything. So around this time, we had been watching Eastbound and Down a lot. And
Yeah.
there was a saying on that we'd kind of become fond of, and we were in Vegas, so strippers, and it was how'd it go? Oh, I lost my pinky ring, fuck around with one of those girls' C-section scars.
Yep, that's the one.
So he proceeds. So we're getting ready to come back, and he'd been saying it all week. So we're sitting there waiting. They're going through the whole spiel as far as safety measures and stuff like that. Well, we had a very talkative, I guess it was
Attendant?
Flight attendant, yeah.
Well, I was gonna say stewardess, but it was a guy, so I can't do it that way.
was
So
a
he's
steward.
Steward. Yeah. So he was telling stories or whatever, and he goes, "Does anybody have any stories to tell?" And Mercer raises his hand and goes, "I lost my pinky ring," and we all start busting up laughing. And
There's probably children on this flight.
yeah.
Well,
Well, the
there-
3 people in front of us were all smoke shows. Just these super hot girls are sitting in front of us.
Yeah, tens.
So-
No, why they're out of control.
No Vegas 7s, they were actual 10s.
Yeah, they were up there. They were doing well even in Vegas. So we were laughing hysterically, and they're looking back at us like, "What the fuck is wrong with these guys?" Because the flight attendant couldn't hear us because we were at the back and he was up towards the front. So we start to, settle in for the flight or whatever. And Mercer was real quiet on the flight out. Like he doesn't like flying, and I don't either at the time. I've flown a lot more now.
I'm terrified. I need help when I fly. Like
So-
medications.
So I'm sitting next to him, and then once again, the other Eric is on the other side. He's in between us. Mercer loves middle seats.
Yep.
So the plane starts kind of going down the runway or whatever, and Mercer starts squeaking and like laughing.
Squeaking.
A squeaking laugh, like a little tiny girl laugh.
What did it sound like?
I can't. I'm
Just
gonna
try
try.
it.
You
Try it.
would
Just
you would think like imagine a 14-year-old girl
Yeah.
like laughing hysterically.
Like
Somebody try it.
I can't do it.
Somebody
Like
try it.
because this is what I was saying. I was like, we're gonna die.
we're
gonna die.
Laughing. I'm looking at him like, Mercer, what the fuck's wrong with you? He goes, I don't like this. I don't like this. And he's like, but he's laughing. And I'm like, why are you laughing? Stop laughing. And these girls are turning around and looking at us. And I'm like hitting him. I'm like, please stop, Mercer. Please stop, Mercer. But he's like being really loud too. Like the other Eric's looking over like, what the hell's going on here? And I'm like, please stop, Mercer. Please stop, Mercer. Please stop, Mercer. And he gets louder and louder. He goes, I can't help it. I can't help it. We're not gonna make it. What the fuck? Shut up, Mercer. And I'm pulling my shirt over like my face. I'm like, please stop, because I'm not a big fan of flying either. And we're sober. For some reason, we decided not to drink before we left. But yes, so I dibs on not sitting next to Mercer. Not so great on the
Did
floor.
you have like an anxiety attack or some shit? Like
No, it's
panic
just like
attack,
I
or,
don't.
like-
I'm terrified. We're gonna go down.
That's
Yeah.
the worst thing you want to hear when you're on the actual
Yeah.
plane. Like, it's the guy behind you going, we're not going to make it.
We were
Yeah.
literally just about to start lifting off the ground.
That sounds like some Final Destination
For real, that's what I was
stuff.
about to say. That's
Did you
like,
just predict what's going to happen?
real.
High pitched,
God.
squeaky giggle looks at me and goes, "We're not gonna make it."
I had something similar to that happen to me on a flight, so I travel a decent amount for work. And there was a little kid, probably 5-6 years old, sitting directly behind me, and he starts counting down from 10, like right before we get ready to take off. And then as soon as he gets to 1, he yells, "We're all gonna die!"
Oh my
and then just starts making explosion noises. And
What?
like the kid's mom was like horrified,
Mortified.
like, "You need to shut the hell up, kid."
Dude.
They should have tased that kid.
Does he have Tourette's?
I don't know
Oh
what.
my God, we're back on that.
Yeah, so I had to go back.
Kids just say whatever the fuck they want, man. They don't care.
Yeah. So about this Mexico trip.
Oh,
Well, see, we're gonna be okay. So we have to be at Colby's house
4 a.m.
at 4 a.m. and that's when we start drinking, right?
No,
I don't think I'm gonna.
You guys don't? Why?
I'll start drinking.
You
that in
two are
Atlanta.
drunk right now,
Yeah. I just feel like
and you're
for
saying
me,
no.
like being
Allegedly.
on the plane
No one
for that
saw
long,
these
you're like,
alleged.
So you
Here
get
we-
drunk
here we
before
go
you
back
go,
with
and I don't buy
allegedly.
alcohol on the plane
Everything's
because
allegedly.
You're welcome.
it's fucking
Oh.
expensive. You know
Can I
what I
say
mean?
thank you?
So I'll like catch my hangover by the time we get to
No.
Atlanta, and I'm like gonna feel like shit from Atlanta all the way to Mexico. So I'm with Eric. I'm
I'm
gonna
not taking a
I'm gonna
nap.
stop drinking
I'm gonna sleep.
before.
You got to realize this: the flight is at 7:00 in the morning. It's gonna be mostly business people. I don't think they're gonna be very fond of us just getting hammered.
Oh
what
yeah.
makes it even funnier.
Oh yeah, because I give a shit what they think.
That's true. You don't care about anybody. No, but what I mean is, I would rather
He's gonna do it again.
start partying in Atlanta, and that way I get an extra 3 hours of sleep because we're gonna have to wake up at like 3.
Dude,
I'm
and
ready to
then
party
We're gonna
when
try
we
and
get
go
there.
all fucking night
Yeah.
too, probably. Like.
Well,
I'm
I need
trying
to start
have some
drinking just to
energy. Yeah, I feel
be able
you.
to fly.
I feel
Be able
you,
to fly.
That's what pills are for.
So I had trouble finding those. I'm not married anymore, and my hookup is gone. So
We got a guy.
We got a
I
guy.
got
nope.
something.
Ask that guy.
I
Nope.
got like a whole medicine cabinet. I'll find you something.
About
That's
a new
what's
guy.
up. If you're at work,
Why don't you
Oh,
just
this
do
is
like
not
Advil
illegal, by the
PM?
way. Like,
Advil PM.
Dude, I'll do
Yeah.
some
Or
Tylenol PM with
NyQuil.
you.
No, because I want to be awake, but like fucked up. You know what I
take
mean?
well.
We'll
Oh
snort
my
it.
god.
We'll snort it then.
I want to be
Okay,
awake and fucked
so
up. Know what I mean?
you could do like Robitussin, Robotrip.
Oh shit! On the plane? No, I want to make it there.
You think he's bad sober? Can you
I
imagine
robo
he's tripping?
tripped. I robo tripped in fucking in college, and I was listening to punk music in my undies, and I had a guitar. Didn't know how to play the guitar. Had a guitar, and I was strumming along. Like me, my roommate, and I, we were in the band.
Guitar hero status.
We were fucking in the band, bro.
Can you imagine walking in and seeing you in your whitey tighties just trying to play the guitar.
Oh yeah, and we were fucking rocking. Like
Oh, I'm sure you were.
his top bunk, and he had his drumsticks. He was the fucking drummer, and I was just sitting there, and I was doing the jump up like with your feet together, like an asshole. I was doing that whole thing. I was a punk rocker, dude. Fuck the man.
Yeah, I'm a little nervous about one aspect of the Mexico trip. So we're doing deep sea fishing.
Yeah.
And the one day it's like 80% chance of rain and thunderstorms is the
Yeah.
day we're supposed to go fishing.
All fucking day. That sucks.
So I'm gonna have to call my buddy Fernando and see like, hey, can we possibly move that, or I guess just keep
Gonna
a closer
cancel,
eye on it,
you
or
know,
What
like,
What about like
I'm not trying to get
the
on
president saying, we're willing to negotiate with the U.S.
what?
What are you
and we're
talking
sending
about?
troops down to
Oh,
the border.
about the border?
Oh,
Yeah.
that was a hard
Subject
segue.
change.
Dude.
I was like, what
Where
the fuck?
did you
Well, you
come
said you
from?
were worried about like the weather, and I was like, "Whoa, what about like the troops down there on the border and
Well, that's
the
just-
president?" Like,
we're farther away.
what are you willing? First off, what's he willing to negotiate? Like, your people are coming over without passports. Hold on.
Fucking no.
I don't know.
I have no idea where you went. Like,
He's just talking about the Mexico border, and
Yeah, I'm not
Trump
worried about
has
getting back
sent-
because obviously I'll just pull my sleeves up again.
And I feel so bad for these
Your face
National
isn't enough.
Guardsmen because he
Thank
sent 14,000, I think, Guardsmen down to the border.
They said they're
To
starting
watch
with
it
like
more?
They
Or is
said
it
3,000 to
4,000?
4,000.
Yeah, 14,000.
But then they said if
4,000.
we need more, we'll send more.
Yeah, and all they're gonna do is just walk along the fucking border in
Yeah.
the fucking desert heat with their full gear on,
For
looking
what?
for obviously like illegal immigrants or people trying to hop the border.
Yeah.
But if I'm a guardsman right now, I'm just like, fuck. You know what I mean? Like,
I
God,
had
this
a
is
Yeah.
buddy
the
that had to work.
worst,
And a buddy that
man.
had to work border patrol.
Yeah.
And Border Patrol was just like, yeah, they're basically just going to be doing what we've been doing, but we're going to have a lot more
A
people.
lot more people.
And my buddy he wanted to be a game warden, or he is a game warden now. But in order to do that, you had to work a year of border patrol
Yeah.
before you could become the game warden.
Yeah.
Game Warden's a sweet job. I wouldn't mind that.
Yeah, but as far as I don't know why this made me think of it. So I've been watching a lot of Narcos. Like I said, got to have something to do at work. So been watching a lot of
Fuck
Narcos.
actually working.
Yeah.
But also, that is not something you watch before you go to Mexico, and they're telling Americans, "Hey, don't go to Mexico."
Yeah.
'Cause I think they're still telling Americans that, like, don't go down there.
No, that's
Which is
like,
why-
That's like why I
That
brought
sounds like
that
the
up.
perfect
Everybody's
time to
like,
watch it.
well, I don't know,
Cancun's
everybody.
barely Mexico.
I have no desire to ever to leave the fucking resort.
But one of our buddies
I've
just
never
got
been
back
there.
and he's like, "Dude, as long as you're smart about it, stay on the resort.
Yeah.
I mean, you'll be fine."
No desire
Yeah.
to go off the
I
resort.
mean, I'll
No
tell you
desire.
one thing. Like these resorts that we're going to is like, it's been black dated for like the time we're down there. So there's gonna be plenty of people vacationing just like we are.
Would
so.
you call it?
Black dated.
Oh, the blacked out, like it's
Like it's blacked out day. Like you can't pick it on the calendar when you try and book trips.
Oh, okay.
That's why I
yeah.
can't.
So it's
get
all
over for
big
the first
booked
time.
up.
They closed it off because the new Bro Soup Time was coming down.
Bro, soup top coming in.
I'm really hoping to find a hot ass Australian chick. I don't know. I've been having daydreams,
So you're
and
going
she's
to Mexico
Australian.
to find an Australian.
Well, I'm
Makes
just saying she's on. They call it holiday, so she's on holiday too.
I don't know if you know this or not, but they call it
You got
holiday.
a full on fantasy. Did you name her too?
Oh no. She says put your big American dick in my Australian pussy, Or cunt. She says cunt, sorry. She says cunt. Like, that's in my head, my little daydream that I've had.
That's aggressive.
Really?
That's how I want her to be, though, so I know it's okay.
If this comes true, like I don't even know what to think. Like we're down there and you see an Australian chick, like I'm just gonna lose my shit.
I'm just going to go dibs.
Well, yeah, I mean you've called it before we even got down there. Apparently,
Yep.
That's very. You can't call a fucking whole continent.
that's a good point. Because I'm really into the Australian scene too.
Yeah. Well, I'm not just giving you just dibs on just every Australian.
I feel like I can.
No.
I feel like I can. This is my reality.
Sounds like
I
on
don't
the
think
plane.
those are the rules of dibs.
Yeah, that's not how that.
This
You
is
have to
my-
see her first, and then you call
Yeah,
dibs.
you got to be on.
This
site.
is my
Those
reality.
are the rules.
I'm just saying, I'm gonna fight you for it.
Okay, I guess.
And if she's redhead, we will go to blows.
A redhead Australian, do they have those?
I'm sure they
Why'd
do.
you look at me like I know all redheads in the world?
Well, there are redheaded Mexicans, which is. Have you seen one?
Rojos.
Yeah,
I
like
worked
Was it?
with
Is it Canelo? Yeah.
Canelo Alvarez, he's redheaded.
Just said that.
No, that's-
Rigoberto,
What?
guy I used to work with.
Rigoberto.
Rigo.
That's a strong name.
Yeah, there was a girl at high school that was redheaded. She was from like Guadalajara or something. Mexico. She's
One of them
redhead.
exotics.
All right, it's that time. Let's wrap this up.
No sports or nothing.
This will be a short episode.
No
Oh, you want to keep talking about Mexico? What do we got, bro?
What about sports, man?
Oh yeah, we gotta get into sports. We just skipped over sports.
Especially my favorite fighter.
Oh yeah.
Mr. Conor
Let's talk
McGregor.
about Conor McGregor.
Having a
Homeboy's got some issues going
fucking
on right now.
meltdown or
think he's
whatever.
awesome.
Like, goddamn.
First of all, I like it. At first, I was a little upset, but I also know what he's doing. He's a huge pro wrestling fan, so I know exactly what he's doing. He hasn't fought in a year. He hasn't fought in the UFC in a year and a half. He's keeping his name relevant, very relevant after being
to jail?
by being stripped of the top. Dude, first of all, let's realize this is New York. The kid's got $50 million. It's New York. You're going to pay that commissioner, this person, and it's going to be gone. He's going to get a slap on the wrist.
No, he's still, I think he'll be a felon.
And-
Convicted
Pretty
felon.
publicized though.
And
Well,
he'll-
I think UFC's going to go after him because he kind of fucked up this fight.
he fucked up that fight, but also,
Oh.
if by getting him back, you make up everything. And it makes the fight between him and Nurmagomedov so much
Well, they
more
won't. Know, they
important.
won't know most of the legal stuff until after. Like he's going to go back June 14th or something like that, and they won't know anything really until then.
I don't
Shout
think.
out,
I don't
that's
think
the day after
UFC's
my
actually
birthday.
going to sue him or anything
2
like
days
that.
before
I don't
my
think it'll go
birthday.
that far.
If I was the fighters that
You
were
knew
supposed to
that.
fight that night, I'd fucking sue them. You know what I mean?
If I was Conor
We've talked
that's
about
my
this, like,
fucking.
yeah.
You know what I mean? Like my shot. You know what I mean? I'm on the card on a fucking big pay per view.
If I was Conor McGregor, I would take those fighters that had to drop out because he made them. Yeah, he hurt them. I would have already contacted them and be like, give each of them $1 million because they weren't going to make $1 million for that fight.
Or something.
So
you know,
just give each $1 million, make them sign something. There, it's done. You're rich now.
Yeah, but they're going to lose a bunch of money.
Now fuck off.
you literally just fucked up what I've been training for the last, however long. You know what
Yeah,
I mean? Like,
I'd be mad, no
Fights
doubt.
are
I'd be
pretty-
fucking angry, dude.
They don't have as much training between fights, right? Aren't their fights quite a bit more frequent than like boxers, obviously, where they train for like months?
MMA?
It depends on who you are. Like a guy like Cowboy Cerrone, he'll fight several times a year, like,
Yeah, like
5 times a year.
Michael
Connor,
Bisping did
you might
too.
get him twice.
Yeah, well, I mean, more, like the fighters that aren't going to end up fighting, they fight like a lot, don't they?
Through almost like some of them are like 3 or 4 months, apart.
I didn't realize. I thought they did more.
Yeah,
fights.
maximum they usually 5. But like Bisping lost his title by getting the shit kicked out of him
Yeah.
by GSP,
month
and then a month later
Yeah.
he filled in and on short notice. It was a short notice fight and filled in and then got his ass kicked again.
Like you're constantly training. You're just like waiting for some time to step up and just.
But I like it. I was a little like iffy on it, but then I found out why he did it. And that Nurmagomedov guy, he cornered one of Conor McGregor's teammates, slapped the piss out of him, talking shit on Conor. So then Conor came up and was like, "Hey, let's fucking go now, bitch."
Oh, so that's how it all worked out.
Yeah. So Conor's a ride or die. That's why I'm not upset about it.
Yeah.
No,
He's defending
it
his
makes
boy.
it better, but at the same time, man, you just fucking, he messed up 2 fights or 3 fights. Three fights.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like that's fucking uncalled for, dude. Like what he did to me was completely. I'm still a fan, but what he did was just fucked up and completely uncalled for.
I have a recommendation on fucking Netflix. He has a documentary out called
Yeah,
Notorious.
Notorious.
That's really cool. Like they knew, like, hey, this guy's gonna be something special, so keep the camera on him. So they even have him in his apartment when he's on fucking welfare.
Yeah.
I've seen clips
They
of
have
it.
video of that,
And he fights.
and then it shows him all the way up to Floyd.
It was just a life, like his life story on
Yeah,
or career, I guess.
it's
life
pretty
story.
cool. It's pretty cool, and motherfucker works hard.
oh yeah.
hard.
Oh,
He's
I love it because he's like Muhammad Ali, man. For UFC, in my opinion, like he calls his fight. Oh, he doesn't call how he's gonna knock people out or what he's gonna.
But
do.
he has. He's done that twice.
Has he?
Well, when
See,
he
he's
when he
just-
knocked out Aldo in 7 seconds, he called it right before he went out. He says he's going to move like this. I'm going to step in, bam, catch him, and that's exactly his movement is exactly what happened.
There's
In the
fighters
fight.
out there that don't need promoters. Ali was one.
Yeah.
McGregor's one, and then Mike Tyson was always a guy. He didn't really need a promoter. He was gonna do something.
He was just such a badass. People were like, yeah, I'm going to fucking watch him.
I'm gonna
He
fuck
told
you
it-
till you love me.
I'm going to fuck you till you love me, faggot. And then he goes, ho, ho. And his voice is cracking.
What do
It's
you
fucking
do?
hilarious.
What do you do if you're that reporter? Like, yeah, you probably will. I guess. Like, sorry, I don't know.
Yeah, I'm an old white guy with a pen and paper. Yeah, you can do whatever you want to me. You can use me as your condom. Like, you're going to fuck me
Whoa.
up.
That got aggressive.
Dude, yeah, but no, that Conor McGregor shit is just out of control, man, out of control. But like I said, I still like him. He's my favorite fighter.
He's still going to generate revenue.
Best trash
And
talker
views.
in sports right now.
Yeah,
By
I still
fucking
love when
far, dude.
I still love when he said, who the fuck is that
Who
guy?
the fuck is that guy? He's like, what do he say? He's like,
The dude stood up and said, "I'll fight him. I'll take him on. I'm not scared of him." And then Conor McGregor just grabs the microphone and goes,
Yeah.
"Who the fuck is that
like when I
guy?"
hit people, they don't wake up, and he's just like, bitch.
Bitch, I'm Conor
One of my
McGregor.
favorite parts from that was when he takes his bag. He goes, "There's like $1,000 in here." And he starts
Oh
talking
yeah,
about
when
it.
he's
yeah.
fighting
He
Floyd.
goes, "What the fuck? There's like $1,000
It's like
in
five.
here."
It's like
What do you
all
got-
ones and shit.
What do you got a backpack for? You can't even fucking read.
fucking read?
It was so funny when he showed up wearing high heels. When Floyd showed up wearing those fucking shoes with the lifted heels, that was fucking amazing.
Hold on.
Yes.
Yes.
Sorry.
He wore heels.
His shoes,
yeah.
they were normal. They were like sneakers.
He had inserts in his shoes to make him a little taller.
How short is he again?
Mayweather?
Yeah.
I don't know how tall he is, but he's
He's
not very
tiny.
tall. He's not very tall.
Tiny. I mean, he can go
Like
nose
my
to nose with you.
size?
See, this would be your job right now. You're going away. I think he's 5'7". We're gonna say 5'7".
5'7", 5. I was gonna go 5'6", but yeah.
Producer.
I think my favorite part of that whole press tour was when he's like
5'8".
Voltron
That's
form
average.
up and
Well,
shit,
it's-
and like those fucking dudes like walk
don't know.
over
I've
to
never
Connor's
stood next
camp
to
like
him.
they're about to beat the fucking shit out of these dudes, and I'm like, these guys know how to break every bone in your body probably about 1,000 different ways. Like you're fucking just a juice head fucking idiot, you know what I mean? But
Those are not the guys you want to fuck with. Those are not the guys you want to fuck with. And especially and think about that, how big that was. They sold out for a press conference. They sold out arenas, 5 of them.
yeah.
5 of them filled arenas. Yeah, internationally. In 5 days, they filled 5 arenas
Just to hear him talk shit.
just to hear them talk shit. They probably waited around more than they got to actually watch the show. It's fucking
Then the
outrageous.
fight was just kind of I don't know.
I liked it.
We got it. We
I
went
liked
watch
it.
it together.
We spent our $100 on it.
I was just mad that they didn't let him give him a 10 count. Like this dude's had his head kicked in a few times, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like he can handle getting knocked down by Floyd Mayweather's little tiny punches. You
I would have
know?
liked to see a more definite, like, okay, yeah, he's done.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
But do we have any other sports news? I know the Masters is going on. You guys are big golf guys.
Yeah, it hasn't finished yet. So I mean, it's been fun. I've been watching it. I've been taking naps to it. That's my favorite thing about
Tiger
golf. is-
needed to produce.
I was about to say, who actually can stay awake through the whole thing?
I nap throughout it always.
Nam just wake up, catch the highlights, the
No, I'll
golf
watch the end.
highlights.
Watch the end. Maybe set
Just-
an alarm.
Easy
Okay.
to fall
So
asleep to.
boring.
It's perfect.
be.
It's a perfect napping
yeah.
show.
Tiger needed to step up.
Tiger.
He didn't do bad today.
He needed to step
He
up.
shot a 69.
Yeah, 68.
Very,
69?
69.
Nice.
But he wasn't relevant. He still wasn't.
I was just
40th
saying,
place or something.
people watch golf because Tiger.
That's fair.
No, I'm
I
gonna
don't
go-
think
I'm
so
gonna watch-
anymore.
I'm gonna watch it
Not
right after
anymore.
this is
Not
over.
anymore.
They used to.
I'm gonna go catch
Tiger
the tail end.
started making.
You're not going to catch
You mean take a
WrestleMania?
nap to the tail end of it?
What time is that on?
WrestleMania starts in a couple hours.
No, I'm not gonna do that.
Basketball
And
game.
in honor of WrestleMania, we started today at 3:16.
Fuck.
3:16.
Well done.
Well, now
Yeah.
sports is over. Let's
Yeah.
move into that part of the show. We're going to do an FMK, and I have a doozy for you. And Lauren, you're going to have to be a lesbian on this one.
Perfect. I love it.
She's like, not a problem.
Not a
Be
problem. I'm
interested
totally
girls
in.
for a second.
All right.
I'll put that hat on. Real quick.
We all know these people. If you don't, get out. T Swizzle, Taylor Swift.
Okay, I'm like, who the fuck is T-Swizzle?
I was about to be like, I'm already out.
Taylor Swift, Miley Cyrus, Katy Perry. You gotta fuck one, marry one, kill one.
Gosh.
Anyone else? Anyone got it right off the top of their head?
Yeah, I already know where I'm at. Marrying Taylor Swift, fucking Miley Cyrus, killing Katy Perry.
That's aggressive.
She looks like Justin Bieber now.
Yeah, hold on.
Oh, she's still hot. I don't care.
See, I'm torn.
Still
Yeah, I don't like
hot.
the new. I don't like the
But she
present day.
can grow out her hair.
All right.
She can go back to. Hang on, go Lauren.
I'd marry Katy Perry. I would fuck Miley Cyrus, and I'd kill Taylor Swift.
Okay.
No love for Taylor.
No.
Well, she would probably write a song about me, and then I'd have to kill her anyway.
I don't know why,
so.
but I'm kind of into that.
I like the little bit of
I think you
craziness.
actually just changed my decision. You can go now.
I kid you not. No, I'm right with Lauren.
So what's
Right where I was
that?
gonna
You're
go.
marrying Katy
Yeah,
Perry.
Katy Perry's awesome.
Yeah.
For the
And-
aspect of the song, I'm
And
going
Miley's
to
a freak.
fuck
And
Taylor Swift.
I don't care about Taylor Swift.
Okay.
Miley Cyrus seems like she'd be crazy in bed. So.
Right?
And I also feel like Taylor Swift is going to make your dick look little. I feel like she has big bird hands.
Whoa, you have really big hands.
No doubt.
She makes
just
it
saw
look like a
that.
micro penis.
Am I good?
Oh yeah, you're up.
For that reason, I would fuck Taylor Swift because I want a song written about me.
I thought you were talking about big hands
No, maybe that too. No, I'm not into big hands.
and giant feet.
So, and I feel like if I married her, I mean, the song wouldn't be nearly as good. If I just fucked her and just didn't ever talk to her again, that'd be a good song.
There you go.
And then I guess I would marry Miley Cyrus because she'd probably be a freak, and so it'd be good all the time.
And your father-in-law would be Billy Ray Cyrus.
You can't go wrong there.
Yeah, he could break
And
your
then,
heart.
Yeah, I guess I'd kill the Katy Perry looking Justin Bieber.
That's surprising for. I thought you were a big Katy Perry guy.
I used to be,
huge
but the hair but the hair thing is killing me.
But that
Really,
it's this.
well, hair?
But hang
Color?
on. But it's the same. It's the same person. Give her 6 months, and she has the long dark
change.
black hair
This
back.
is present day.
Tomorrow.
I can't do this.
We're talking hypotheticals there.
That's not hypothetical. She's going to continue being a person. So I mean, hairstyles change.
Allegedly.
theory.
God, I thought you were a huge Katy Perry fan. Like,
I was.
We're never playing.
Cupcake titty Katy Perry? Yeah, I'm in.
Yeah. Oh, I'm
Justin
married.
Bieber lookalike Katy Perry? No. Kill that bitch.
Nah, this is absurd.
Still torn. I might put.
All right. I
What do you
would
got, Jason?
Fuck Miley Cyrus, marry Katy Perry, kill Taylor Swift. She just annoys me, dude. I don't like her. Sell out now.
Yeah.
Sell out. Total sell out.
I think I'm gonna.
All these new songs, like.
But I
they're
also.
so
She went
different,
from
so weird.
like straight country, which I saw a video. I've seen a few videos on my Instagram feed of her, like when she first started, straight country.
Yeah.
Now she's like, I don't know. You know, like the kid that grows up in the burbs and thinks he's hood and shit like that. That's
Katy
kind
Perry
of
has
the
her nipples
vibe
pierced.
I'm getting from.
Can I change my
Taylor
vote?
Swift. Don't like it. Don't like
I had
it.
to look it up. I was pretty sure I knew that, but
Sorry, I'm gonna kill Miley Cyrus.
So I think I'm gonna marry Katy Perry. I'm gonna fuck Miley Cyrus. I'm gonna kill Taylor Swift.
Does nobody else want a song written?
I
about
do
that?
want a song. I do want a song, but the hands and the feet. And she has no ass.
One time. One time for a song that could,
Live on forever.
Well, who's to say that Miley or Katy Perry?
I could
would
be in a
dress
Miley
up?
video or a Katy Perry video making out with her. Like I kissed a dude and I like it better, you know?
I guess they do it and I like it better.
the sequel to I Kissed a Girl.
Exactly. And I'm in that video and now I'm some sort of sensation. I don't know.
I guess Miley
Kiss
Cyrus.
the
She wrote a
Browns,
song
I
about
mean-
her husband too. So I guess whatever.
She wrote a song about her husband? Where was I?
The Malibu song.
She could like.
I just like
Katy
Katy
Perry
Perry's
could
new
write
song.
like a
Swish,
Ariana
swish,
Grande
swish.
type song about getting dick down
It's
so
good.
good by you.
That's
that
what's up.
Back and forth song is just is about getting dick down so good that she couldn't walk the next day.
Who is it?
Ariana Grande. Like this was a
Oh,
song that like
yes!
little girls were
Side
singing.
to side?
Yeah, side to side. And
We
it's
might
about-
close the show with that. I might at the end of this, we done recording, I might close the show with little Ariana Grande. Side to side, is that what it's called?
That's
Yeah.
good.
All right.
Side.
All right, but that's the show, ladies and gentlemen. Continue every time. Don't clap yet.
No, he was just showing how many drinks he's on now.
Okay, that many.
You've been drinking the
Right.
whole time here?
Right there.
So, right,
I don't know.
what you got to do. We all know you're going to use Amazon. Lauren, you use Amazon, right?
Oh, I use it too much. Oh my god.
All the time.
Someone
And
help.
I know for a fact, before you go to Amazon, you go to brosouptime.com, you click on the microphone in the top right-hand corner,
That way.
and that takes you to Amazon. It doesn't cost you any extra.
It's so unfortunate.
It doesn't cost you any extra. They just kick a little bit back to us, and that's how you can support the show. But another great way you can support the show, you know, the show comes out. We have shows that come out in Mercer on Fire on Monday. Dean and the Boys comes out on Wednesday. We make posts about it all day, all week. Whenever you see one of those, please share it. Share it, whether it's on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. Share that Tell all your friends. We love you. That's the show. Next time you hear us, we will be in paradise.
Casting in paradise.
Hopefully it's not raining. We love you guys. Bye.